welcome to Toffee TV. It is the instant match reaction. Everton have beaten Southampton 2-1 at St Mary's. A good victory. Back-to-back wins puts us on 10 points into 11th place. And yeah, it wasn't a great performance by any means. In fact, I thought we played better in the first half, than we played in the second half. I thought in the first half we really were in control of the game. Very few issues at all. But it broke down in the final third. We were very poor in the final third. And I think it's, obviously Anthony Gordon wasn't playing. Apparently he was a bit ill. Dwight McNeil played, and obviously Seamus Coleman played starting as well. And we dealt with everything really they had to offer us. I thought at times we were a little bit loose, and that got worse in the second half. But for the first half, I thought it was just broke down in that final third. I'm just trying to think if we had any massive clear-cut chances. Not really, and set pieces weren't great again. Couple of decent ones from Dwight McNeil though. But we looked a lot more. We looked a lot more in control of the game. That's what I would say. Second half we came out, and straight away they looked a little bit more on it. They got the goal, which was poor from us. I think Garner gave the ball away and they broke, and no one really tried hard enough to win the ball back. It was all just getting men round them rather than actually someone throwing a tackle or someone being a little bit physical. It was far too easy a goal to concede. I wonder as well, I think it was Seamus Coleman slid in front of Jordan Pickford. It might have made him a little bit unsighted. But we scored straight away. We got the set piece. Great ball in. Onana with a great header, and Connor Cody sticking in. That's exactly what we've wanted from Connor Cody. He actually had a chance in the first. Was it the first half? He had a chance from a corner as well. Yeah, it was first half. I think he nearly had one. Mate, it was a cross came in. Actually, it was a poor corner. Cross came in, and he nearly got on the end of a great cross. But great reactions to put it in, and we were straight back in the game. No chance for them to build, and then obviously we get the what was the winning goal, pretty much straight away. Ball over the top. I think was it Onana got missed out in the middle basically, and it falls to Dwight McNeil, who smashed it in to make it 2-1, and he hadn't been having a particularly good game up to then. Let's be honest, he wasn't having a great game by any means, but he smashed it in. And he's got the winning goal, got us all 3 points. And from then on, actually, I think we looked really nervy. They brought 3 players on. They brought 2, and then they brought another one on before we brought another player on. And we just couldn't get hold of the game. Just couldn't get hold of it. They were flooding forward, and because we were so poor around the final third, because we were giving the ball away so cheaply, they started throwing everything at us, and it got a little bit nervy at times. There was the one obviously at Jordan Pickford had to push wide. They had a couple of set pieces, but it was more momentum. They had some, and that is where Everton need now to look going forward. It's so obvious what we need. We need players that we can bring on the pitch. Maupay was in a bit of a mismatch up front. We need someone who can come on, and that's obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We need him back. We keep on saying this. We need him back ASAP. But I don't think anyone's particularly holding their breath. But listen, we've got a win. We've got the win, and we 2 wins, without having him in the team. So the manager is taking calculated gambles, and they've paid off in the last couple of games. So, but we need him back. We need that figure up front, physical figure, which means Maupay can play in the same side, or he can come off the bench. We need another winger. In January we need to get a winger in who can affect things more in games, because Gray, the amount of times, and it frustrates me more than anything, is the amount of times the ball goes to Gray and he doesn't just keep hold of it. He just gives it away straight away. And that, if you've committed men, that puts you on the back foot straight away. And that happened a couple of times. It happened in our midfield as well when we lost possession. A little bit cheaply. So there's got to be a change on that. There's got to be, Dwight McNeil, it's a great goal. It's a great finish. It's the winning goal. But again, we've said this a million times. He's got to be able to play with his right foot, because the amount of times he's trying to change direction to get it on his left foot, it's so frustrating. So that's just got to be done. But it does massively frustrate me on Gray. Just keep the ball. You're on a counter-attack or you're trying to build something, just keep the ball and then bring other people into it. There was one on the right-hand side and he's trying to do pirouettes and you've lost the ball and I think Seamus Coleman had already gone past him. So you've got to get better at that. We've got to get better, because in games like that, when you're under the cosh for, it was like 30. We weren't under the cosh as such. We were under pressure, but I wouldn't say that was under the cosh. We were under pressure. We didn't, after we scored, we had one opportunity, which was Gray, which I think probably would have been given offside, but still, why isn't he just smashing it at the goal? I don't think we had many opportunities actually after that we actually scored, but that's what we've got to get better on. That we've got to get better than that, at that. And that's where we know we've got to get better on. But the rest of the team, you can see it's building. And the back four, again, the centre-back partnerships were absolutely excellent. Jordan Pickford, fantastic. Piss taken again with the time wasting. Even though it's not time wasting, there was one in the second half where he put the ball down and he didn't even have time to take a walk back to kick it. And people were already getting on his nerves, on his case about it, which is just mad. Absolutely mad. But we've got to definitely get those forward players sorted. I think Onana, just comments there, Onana had a great chance with a header. It was a great ball in. Iwobi kept on putting these like balls into the box, and did one of them actually lead to the goal? I can't remember. I need to watch it back. I haven't. But we've hung in there and we've got the 3 points. We've hung in there, we've got the 3 points, and that's the most important thing. We've gone to an away game where we struggled in the last 10 years, and we've got the 3 points. And again, that shows players like Connor Cody, Garner, who I thought was brilliant in the first half, dropped off a little bit in the second half, but he was brilliant in the first half, using the heads. James Tarkowski, Seamus Coleman, I know he tired towards the end, but he had a good game. Iwobi. It's just that front three. It's just that front three we need to get sorted. And it's not, when I say the front three, I don't mean the three as those picking out those three players. I just mean in general, the play in the final third needs to get a bit better. But we got the 3 points, and it feels brilliant, doesn't it? It feels brilliant. We win a home game and then we go back to back and win an away game. And the last time I think we won back to back games was it Chelsea Leicester? And before that, I think you had to go back to the beginning of last season for back-to-back wins. Was it Brighton, Burnley was the last time we got back-to-back wins before that? So it's not easy to get back-to-back wins. It's not something we've done regularly. I think we've done it twice last season. So that's hugely important. We've gone from being on 4 points, to being on 10 points and without a win, to having 2 wins and getting that dreaded away win, which we very, very, it's not very often that we can get that win. And also, Southampton aren't very good, are they? They weren't very good. They made 6 changes. They huffed and puffed, and it would have been really disappointing if we hadn't have beaten them today. So the fact that we have beaten someone that, you know what, we're supposed to beat them. In the first half, I was watching that. I didn't really know. You know, they were on the same points as us before the game. I know they'd lost the last 2, so they'd lost the last 3. Now, I didn't really know what they'd be like. They won't beat Chelsea the last time they played at St. Mary's. I wasn't sure. We always, you know, we struggled down there normally. It was just nice that we went down there. And I was sitting there first half thinking, we've got to beat these. We are better than these. We are a better side than these. And it was just that thing of going behind after half time, going, here we go, Everton. Why do we do this? But the fact that we got straight back in it, and they're the teams we're supposed to beat. And at the end of the day, you beat those teams. It takes the pressure off next week's game against Manchester United. You know, who we've done well against in the last few years at Goodison. But we go into that game now unbeaten in 7, back-to-back victories. But the pressure isn't on us for that game now because we've won a couple of games. And that's why it's so important to beat these teams. The team, you know, if you can get into the top half of the table and start looking at that 7th place, say, that European spot, if you're beating these teams. All the other teams, the ones, you know, the ones that you go, oh, that's fine. We normally do well against them anyway at home. But if we can beat these sides, home and away, we're going to give ourselves a good opportunity, and that's the most important thing. So, listen, wasn't a perfect game, wasn't a perfect performance, and that's why I wanted to highlight some. It's dead easy to come on here after you've won and gone, everything's amazing. Sometimes you've got to highlight what we need to get better at, and so that's why we do. You know, we've finished the game with. They've had 6 shots on target. We've had 5. They've had 6 shots off target. We've had 5. 54% possession. They had 7 corners to our 6. They'll probably look at that and go, that probably might have been a draw. That probably should have been a draw. But I thought I thought we were the better team in the first half, and I thought they were the better side. But they had to react to us actually taking the lead. But that's a positive thing. It's not always about playing well and winning. Sometimes you can play. I mean, I don't think we didn't play poorly. I just thought in the second half, when we went ahead, we backed off. So we've got the kind of defence now where what you feel like you can trust as well. That's hugely important. Tarkowski again, and Connor Cody. Connor Cody's just boss, isn't he? He's just boss. Like, I wish we'd had him 4 years ago. He's just boss. He just will die for the club, and he's been at the club for like 2 months. He just looks like he'd die for the football club. I don't even think he's been here 2 months, has he? Or maybe just about coming up to 2 months. We will sign him. Don't worry. We will sign Connor Cody. It won't be an issue. We will sign him. But there you go. Huge win. Huge win. And it's if we could follow that up with another win next week, that would be brilliant. But as we said, the final third, I think, is still the issue, and we know we have to go in January and try and get a couple of players if we can. There was talk this morning that Rondon might be on his way out. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that score, but I'm just made up. It's Southampton. I've been to Southampton a couple of times where we've won, and it's such a good place to win if you're an away fan, because that trip is nice and long on the way back. That trip is nice and long, and if you've won, I went to the last time we won there when Richarlison got the winner, Tom Davies scored. It's such a boss feeling all the way home. It's such a good journey on the way home from Southampton. So all the Toffees on the way home will be absolutely delighted. The people who've been going for the last few years have seen very, very few wins, and you have to just savour them. You know, you have to savour those away wins when they come. So it'll be a good night for all the Blues travelling back from Southampton, and everyone else. Everyone can just chill, can't they, and watch Strictly Come Dancing now, or whatever they're going to watch. I don't know. There you go. I'll be back with my player ratings in a little while. Make sure you check out Baz's videos as well. Astros, I'm sure Astros will get a video over to us at some point as well. So make sure you check out. You'll want to watch Everton tonight because we've won, won't you? So make sure you watch all the videos and enjoy your evening. There you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a bit.